What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of StreamKey. We got episode 160, and unfortunately, this is the last episode with Sadomi as the co-host. But what's going on, Sadomi? How you doing today, man?
What's up? Good morning. It's a bittersweet day, but we get to have some fun, which is the most important part about today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then we got DoggGaming in this bitch. What's going on, dude?
Howdy.
What's going on, man? Good to have you, man.
I'm good. I'm doing well, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we got some don'ts to start out with today, chat, and everybody who's listening. But don't forget, if you have any questions, make sure to let us know at myself or TRUgaming in the chat, and I'll get right to it. And we'll help you out the best that we can. And if you're listening after the fact, if you want to tweet us or hop in the Discord or find one of us directly and DM us a question, we can answer it on the next show. Aside from Sadomi, unless he wants to be on the next show, that's totally cool. It's up to him. but yeah, so we got the first tip today is do not talk about how you're alive while watching someone. This happens to me all the time. I'm sure DoggGaming already looks like he's about to freak out. So this happens all the time, and it's the worst because it's not going to help you, and then it just ultimately kind of distracts the shit out of the streamer that you're watching, because while you're streaming and you have these views, you've been doing it for a while, Dog. I'm going to use you as an example right now because I know how this is. So you're streaming, doing your own thing. You got these views. You've been streaming for a while. You've worked really hard for them. And then you have someone come into your chat and say, I'm also streaming right now while watching you, LOL. And then what they're trying to do is pull people into their channel. If that's not what they're going for, then they're just mindless, I guess. If that isn't your intention, then you just actually have no idea what's going on. But it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful for the streamer that you're watching and saying that to, because that's distracting as shit for them. And then also anybody who hops into your chat is going to hear another stream going on in the background, and then that's going to be confusing. And even if they don't hear it going on in the background, you're still putting more attention into someone else's stream than you are your own while you're live. It blows my mind that people do this. DoggGaming, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a real bugbear and it's so many. It's so short-sighted. It's so short-sighted. Like Velokk said, it's completely disrespectful to the streamer, but it's disrespectful to the chat as well. You've went into the chat and these people are here in a channel that they watch, most of them very, very regularly, and what you're telling them is, I know you're enjoying this, but you'd probably enjoy me more. And it's just completely, your judgment's flawed as well. You should be watching me. It's only ever going to have negative consequences for people. It gets you a bad reputation. You're going to get cussed out by the streamer, right? First off, the streamer's going to cuss you out. You're probably going to get banned for the chat as well, because my mods, especially for my chat, because my mods are on self-promotion, it's whack-a-mole.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're probably going to get banned for the stream. Then there's a good chance that you're actually bringing toxicity to your own channel, because there's a chance that people that you've spoken to in that chat are going to come out your channel and say, what did you do that for? You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this. And if they're being polite, some of them might not be. Do you know what I mean? So you're actually putting the opportunity to bring negativity into your own chat and your own stream, which... Why would you choose to do this? It's one of the streamer commandments. Don't self-promote. It should be in stone. It's one of those tablet ones. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it really is. Look, at the size of streamers that we are in the process of building communities. Communities, if you go in, you just like an outsider and act like that, they look at you like you're an outsider and we don't want you here. You're marking yourself out in all the wrong ways. You'll get all the wrong. Take the time to get to know the streamer. Be in their stream. You can even off stream if you're in Discord. Talk, say, by the way, I also stream. You might want to check me out. That's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind people, off stream and stuff, trying to connect in that regard. That's fine. But take the time and show the respect. It'll get you further, most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Sadomi, what do you got, man?
Also, don't be afraid to, it's okay to tell people you stream. In fact, you should tell people you stream. The problem is, there's a time and place, and when you're if you are live, you should be focused on doing your show because you should have done all that marketing, all the promotion stuff like beforehand and afterwards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing's worse than a broadcaster who is like half focused, unless part of your content is going to other people's streams, which I think is not allowed on Twitch technically, unless it's like consensual. So, like don't waste your time doing that because it's just a waste of time. If you're gonna tell people you stream, make sure you do it in a way where it's like, hey, I got this project going on, or like I'm doing this. Like make it enticing, but don't do it on someone else's like performance. If it was a stand-up show, you wouldn't go there and be like, yo, I got better stand-up and your mom's a hoe. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. Okay. You don't want to be the heckler. Okay. So, just be normal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It is super disrespectful to come to somebody's like place of work and tell them that you do the same thing. It's just so rude. I don't know. And like people like, you'll like tell that person like, hey, maybe don't do that. It seems very self-promo-y. And then like they blows their mind. They're like, oh, I didn't mean to talk self-promo, man. I didn't mean to do that. Bullshit. Shut up. We all know what you're doing. We've all been there. Like, we're not talking shit about people who self-promo because we've all done it. Literally every single person here has done some sort of wrong self-promo. It's just part of Twitch. But at the same time, we're going to roast the shit out of you for doing it because that's how we all learned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got roasted in return.
Absolutely. And like as a content creator, I would expect another person to ban somebody who did that. And if I did that in somebody's channel, I would expect them to ban me because it's just how it works. The second point, which kind of goes with the first one, was don't watch other streams while you were live. We talked about this a little bit just now, but they kind of nailed it. They said basically you're not putting enough attention into your own content if you're watching somebody else while you're live. I don't know if you guys have anything on this one real quick or no. I mean, we kind of already touched on it.
The biggest reason why you shouldn't is because one, you eat your bandwidth, and a lot of you don't have good internet. Two, unless you're streaming like a major event, it's hard to really provide, we'll say, TOS safe commentary. I know how some people like on Twitch are. It's hard to provide TOS safe commentary unless it's something relevant to what you're doing. Like, let's say if, they were streaming and he was on like game number 527 straight of like 50 kill games in Warzone. I'm not even sure that's even possible. Probably for him it is. But I'm sitting there like, wait, hold on, y'all. So he's about to go get like game number 600. We got to be there for that. Hold on. Come on. Let's take a look. What is this? Oh, he's doing it. No. Grenade. Oh, thank God. Then, that's fine. Making content out of it. But don't go to people's stream unless you have like a way to keep your current like posse entertained.
Mm-hmm. Definitely don't go to another stream while you're streaming and chat in that channel. Like even if you have no chat going on in your... we talked about this, I think, last week or the week before. The reason why nobody's talking your channel is in the first place isn't necessarily because there's no viewers, because people do stop by even when you don't know it. The reason why nobody's talking in your channel is because probably you're not talking to your channel. So yeah, just don't have any distractions while you're live. Just do your own thing. Crush your own stream, man. Dog, you got anything on this one?
I mean, I think Sadomi's hit most of the points there. Mm-hmm. Another point that to be aware of is this: if you're watching someone else's stream and someone says in your chat something about that person, they could get you in trouble. Depending on your reaction, depending on the things that are said. These are things that you need to look out for above and beyond what Sadomi said as well. You know what I mean? Most importantly, all the things that Sadomi said there. But you're opening yourself up to possible infractions that you didn't even intend to do. Do you know what I mean? All it takes is the wrong type of comment from someone who might just have been passing by your channel, and dropped in while you were watching someone else. And you could find yourself in getting reported. Do you know what I mean? So that is another issue to look at. It's not as prevalent as the other things. You know what I mean? But again, it's just another reason on top of just not to do these things. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of recast streams at all. I don't like the idea. I don't. If seeing someone react to a conference You know, that's not, and that's just a personal thing. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's like, what really is the attraction for that in your community? Is there a lot of attraction for that, for people watching you reacting to something? Do you know what I mean? That's another thing to look at. Sure, for some big streamers, they're still going to get numbers. They're still going to get people watching that stuff. But I don't know. Personally, I think the whole watching someone else's stream in any way while you're streaming is just kind of pointless all in.
Yeah, it's a bad habit just all around. There's really no benefits of doing it unless you're trying to unless you're watching like the most energetic streamer ever and you're just trying to like get energy off that person, but not like focus on it necessarily. I could kind of understand that because I have heard of like radio DJs here, like listening to other radio stations that are kind of like more energetic just so that they can feel it a little bit too. It's like some people do it. I still don't do that myself. It's just not necessarily a good habit. Another point that we have is stop branding yourself as just a gamer or a streamer. Sadomi, we'll let you start with this one.
Let me think. So when branding yourself, people buy into ideas and concepts, less about actual like what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in Twitch gaming sphere, there's very few streamers I know that are still relevant today who were relevant a year ago that I knew for their game, because the way Twitch works, and this with every game on Twitch except for League of Legends and like 2 or 3 esports, it'll go up, it'll go down.
Mm-hmm.
And when it goes down, it'll go up again. Not as much, they go down, 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 down. And if you're kind of branded around one game, that's how long your Twitch career lifespan is, unless you know how to repivot like in a well enough way. If you brand around yourself and around things that are deeper than just like, you know, you play games or you do this, you will open not only more opportunities to branch out in the future, but probably more loyal, more dedicated like people, because they have something to buy into. You're not going to go like, streamers aren't commodities. We're all different. If you go to any one of our streams, you're gonna go to something different. Okay, and that's just how we are as people. That's the nature of streaming. We're not McDonald's. You're not going to go to McDonald's and get a burger, then go down the street and get a different burger, and you get like, you know, the same end goal. You're not hungry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure you brand around something that is deeper than just whatever you're playing at that moment.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Dog, do you have anything on this one?
Oh, I mean, I know this firsthand.
Do it up, bro. That's all you.
Like with Siege, like look what happened to me with Siege. Like prime example. My whole channel, my everything was about Siege and you know, teaching people Siege, all that kind of stuff, and then things out with my control mean that I can't play Siege anymore. My CPU, I get the bug, stops me being able to play the game. Now my entire branding, everything that I built, my whole community is built around this, and now it's I can no longer do it, you know. Yeah, I mean, and you know, I took a huge hit in viewers and a huge hit and everything, you know what I mean. And it's taken me a long while to get back there. And you know, now that I can play Siege again on this new CPU, whenever I play Siege, I have my biggest views because it's still linked to that. Do you know what I mean? It's still, people are still following me. That, oh, he's playing Siege, I'll go back in. Do you know what I mean? So I really have created a rod for my own back, you know. So don't be like me.
That's fair. Yeah, and like honestly, branding yourself as like more than a gamer or streamer is important on social media too, because like you have all these interests. You don't want to just be stuck talking about one thing because that's the only thing that people know that you like. Make sure to bring your other hobbies into it. You know what I mean? If you like a certain genre of music or anything really, like talk about that, tweet about it, do your thing, like express yourself as a person, not just as a streamer or a gamer, because honestly, that's a boring personality if that's all that you focus on is just gaming and streaming. There's plenty of people on Twitch that are like that, and you should just do whatever you can to set yourself apart, which is your personality and your interests.
Yeah, they'll hit it right on the head. He said there's a lot of boring people on Twitch. Don't be bored.
I mean, and there are, and you know, and I'm not going to name any names, but there are huge streamers that are so boring. Do you know what I mean? They are huge. They are successful. They're not entertaining. They're fantastic at the games that they play. You know, they're wonderful at the games that they play. But out with that, yeah, they're vapid. So yes, again, that gets back to that whole what Sadomi was saying, and I think what Vince was saying before the stream as well, that unless you are top tier at your game, people aren't really coming for your gameplay. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be extremely good at a game for people to be like, I'm going to watch them. You know what I mean? For the gameplay. So again, you have to have more arrows in your quiver. There has to be more things that you can bring to it than just I play games.
Right. Sadomi, do you want to touch a little bit on just like social media and that aspect in general, actually? Just because like I know that social media for a lot of streamers is, I would say probably over 95% of streamers is just, this is when I'm live, and then just retweets all day of stuff that people don't care about. If you retweet more than like 2 or 3 things in a day, I'm probably going to mute you or unfollow, because I follow enough people. I don't need to see retweets all day. You know what I mean? If I see like 2 or 3 in a row, I'm 100% going to unfollow. But yeah, if you want to just talk about social media in general, like for streamers or content creators, and just, doing things that are more engaging than just the going live tweets, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So the one thing is realize what you want. You have to do a lot of pretty much research on yourself. Like, what do you want to have people feel when they see your name pop up? And this is whenever. And social media is a tool, just like streaming is a tool, just like this microphone is a tool, just like this camera is a tool. They all communicate pretty much what you are about. They communicate what you are, and they communicate what emotions you want people to feel. And then tying to that, how you want them to give you money. So whenever you have a platform, the first thing you should think about is, how do people use the platform, and how can I invoke a certain emotion? If you are a streamer who wants to make people laugh, the first thing you have to do is make sure every time someone goes to your Twitter page or your Facebook page or whatever page you use, they are able to get a laugh out of it. The first post they see from you in the day is a and good, you did it. So every post you make has to be branded around that. A level of authenticity too. Don't just make a bunch of like fake scheduled out tweets. It's easier, but sometimes you gotta go, right? Hey, I ate some chicken pasta and now it's coming at me like Taco Bell. Gotta do something that kind of hit you right. Authenticity. And the biggest thing I tell people is, whatever you do, always think about why you're posting. Don't just post. You can do 1 post a day, 1 post a week, and that 1 post a week is more meaningful than, we'll say, your 30 just like shit posts. Then that 1 post is going to be more effective, even though that generally is also really ineffective. Also, take a class. Like, once you take a class and you kind of just like learn, there's a lot of free courses for YouTube videos where you can learn the basic part about human psychology, the way social media works. If you want a good thing to understand about social media, how the algorithm works for everything, there's a movie called The Social Dilemma. Watch that, and then delete every page that is not for work or streaming. That's what I did.
Wow.
Yeah, no, social media is horrible. Do not use it. But if you're like starting a business or creating a brand, then you definitely want to use it. But if you're like a personal, I say delete it. It's horrible for us. Horrible.
Yeah.
I did the same. Remember, you had told me you were deleting Twitter from your phone,
and
I did it then. I haven't put it back on.
Yeah.
How is it?
And I've stopped using my personal Twitter account. I just don't use it anymore. Honestly, it's better. I have stopped. The amount of time that you get back from that you would useless scroll. You know what I mean? Like, I'm listening to audiobooks more. It's like better. It's just a better use of my time. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
One
social
thing
media is garbage for your brain. It really is.
Yeah, it's horrible. One thing for me, when I deleted mine, I kept scrolling through Discord, checking every single Discord, because I'm like, why does I feel like I'm missing something? I was like, oh, so this is what addiction feels like.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
It is really weird. Yeah, social media, I mean, it can be so tricky. And then I don't know. I thought about deleting my account, but then again, like I feel like I need to post for my own branding, you know what I mean? Like for my channel and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess I could just do that on the computer.
Or hire someone else to do it.
Oh shit. I think I know somebody who does that. Do you know somebody? Sadomi is the person that will do that for you. Hire him. He'll do that shit. You won't have to take care of it anymore. I definitely want to
Don't
do
worry,
that.
that thing with his eye doesn't go on all the time.
Oh my god. Skiminator says, I'm currently doing a social media detox. I still have my accounts, but deleted the apps and logged out on all platforms. Yeah, dude. And like these two just did that, and apparently it's awesome. I need to do the same.
Yeah.
Social media is just trash.
It is. Also, the social health of streamers, content creators is probably the lowest I've seen out of any like life path. And that manifests in not only in social media, but also in people's like online presence.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never I'm not sure if it's because people are more open to talking about mental health in these communities, but everyone is just so fucked in the best way I could put it in their heads. Yeah. And after kind of understanding the way that algorithms work and how humans crave like social proof, social validation, we were not biologically designed for that.
No.
That's like how we are not biologically designed to jump out of a plane and then do it every week for like a day with no parachute. No, we do it too much. We're going to be done, so splat, gonzo. Blech.
So, I think a lot of the issue with that is because I totally agree. And I've been there too, even recently, you know, with having like mental health issues. Like, I think streamers in general should try to be a little bit more active. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you need to like work out or sweat or anything, but just go for a fucking walk. You know what I mean? Like, I started going for like just a walk or two every day. Nothing crazy, probably not even a mile. It could be, I don't know. But like, it just helps out so much. It clears your head. And it just, I mean, if you're dealing with mental, like any sort of depression or anything, why not try going for a walk? You know what I mean? Like, why not try to make it a little bit better? And it really does help. As far as like streaming, like I'm a lot more creative when I do physical activities. My brain is actually, it feels good. Like I'm happy. I don't have to worry about feeling like a piece of shit all day. You know what I mean? And like it frees up your brain and makes you feel just more creative. If you're trying to be funny, you'll probably be a little bit funnier that day. It's really nice, and it's helped me out so much as a content creator. Just going for a couple walks, it really has. I bet you, Dogg, could say the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. And this is what I was going to say as well. It's scientifically proven that exercise releases endorphins in your body that makes you feel better, that make you feel positive, that give you more energy, mental energy and physical energy. And when, you know, I think people hear the term exercise and think, oh, weights, you know, gym, treadmill. But as Belly said, going for a walk for 30 minutes is a good form of exercise. There's fresh air, there's sunlight for your vitamin D intake, which we all streamers suffer from a lack of vitamin D because we sit ourselves in wee dark rooms for like all the time, basically. Do you know what I mean? So
you have vitamin D supplements too. That's what I do.
Yes, I literally have.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
They're right on my desk. I have daylight lights, bulbs and lights and everything to try and combat that. But you know, getting outside, getting moved about, it will make you feel better. It will raise your mood. It absolutely will. And you know, as Velokk says, start with a walk. Before you know it, in a couple of months' time, you'll be thinking, you know what? I'm going to do some push-ups or some sit-ups or something. You know what I mean? Because you will be in a better place because of the positive reinforcement that those endorphins will keep giving you if you keep going for your walks.
Yeah, I mean, I think personal health is huge for streamers. Just, I mean, for the longevity of streaming and just for the content that you create and the community that you have around you. If you can like be more active, which will help your brain be healthier, and if you can try to be more responsible around your own place, like I've been trying to stay clean and, you know, keep this place somewhat tidy a lot more than I used to, for sure. And that also helps a lot with my own confidence because I don't feel like I'm surrounded by trash all the time, so I don't feel like I'm a trash person, you know. We're really getting into some stuff that's not necessarily streaming related today, but I think it is super useful for every streamer. Just, you know, just go for a walk, man. Like I'm fat. Like I was definitely over 300 pounds for a little bit there. I hold it well. I know I do. I'm fucking gorgeous and beautiful. But go for a walk, man. You don't need to put all that stress on your body. Just go for that short walk. Make it longer every day, but go every day. At least a little.
I think this is streaming related. I do think it's streaming related. To touch on what Sadomi was saying, I think there are a combination of factors that as why we see so many streamers talk about mental health issues that they have. First off, it is a community where it's more acceptable to talk about these things than in other communities. That it just absolutely is. But also, streaming, for example, I got into streaming because of my mental health issues. I got into streaming in order to help me with my mental issues, like to help me get through things. So, I'm not the only person. There's absolutely no way I'm the only person that has got into it. So I do feel that streaming does attract people that may well be more likely to be suffering from mental health issues, and that'd be one of the reasons they get into it. Also, people that are shut away all the time, like another thing, and this is something that I've been working on. The whole pandemic doesn't help you, is personal contact. As streamers, that's important as well. Like going for the walk, like we as animals, we're social creatures, and having that connection with people is important. And actually being able to hug people and all that kind of stuff, that is extremely important for our mental health as well. So these are things to bear in mind, that because if streaming is a business, it's like it's fun, it's creative, it's all these things, but it's also a major part of your life, and so it has to be treated with the same level of respect and in your life as you treat other things. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be serious about it, especially if you're streaming a lot. You have to be serious and looking after yourself physically, as you said, Veli. It's a knock-on effect for your mental health, which only improves the content that you put out. Since I've got, and I can quite safely say that I'm no longer suffering from depression. My content's got better, because I don't have that. I'm more likely to be making fun up content, and I'm more likely to not miss streams, and have a better attitude and everything. And that's fantastic, and it's good for your content as well. So I totally agree.
You said something really important there too, with the social, I don't want to say awkwardness, but the people who have social issues. There is a huge link with that on Twitch, because if you think about it, how many people that are like really social IRL really take the time to go on Twitch at all? I can't think of a single person that I know that like is a very outgoing person. Yeah, very, very few for sure. So there's a high amount of people on Twitch, and I'm assuming most of the people in this chat, because I've also had to deal with it as well, that have some sort of like mental stress or just depression or something going on. And why not work towards making it better? You know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah, that's kind of the reason why I'm deciding to kind of back away from Twitch too, because I've learned there's a whole different like world outside of Twitch, and when you spend a lot of time kind of surrounded by it, you start to lose sight of that. And I think it'd be healthy for a lot of people that kind of, I don't want to say get off Twitch per se, but definitely kind of take a extended break and kind of go look around. Because I came to Twitch because back in 2010 was when I first started streaming. And this was back when I was just kind of doing it after I got kicked out of boarding school. I'm like, cool, I got nothing else to do in the summer. So I did that, and it was fun and everything, but it didn't really, match up. Anyway, fast forward to 2017, had to change jobs because of like work issues, and I came back up Twitch because I was like, it's old hobbies to do. And I've changed so much in those 3 years, not just from life experience too, but just from being around Twitch so much. And I think that even though I've gained a lot of positive, I also gained a lot of negatives for being around Twitch so much. So if you're thinking you're kind of losing yourself, like I kind of was or / am, I think stepping away might be a good idea for someone.
Yeah, I've 100% thought about just stopping streaming entirely. Like I love streaming. Like I love doing this. I love having the interactions with people. I like entertaining people. I like all of it. But at the same time, there is so much negative behind Twitch and Twitter, all of it. There's so much bullshit and stuff that I just don't want to deal with. I've 100% thought about just ending my stream, ending the podcast, everything, just because there's so much negativity that it's caused me in the past. But that's why I'm trying to do other things that aren't gaming related, like I've been talking about for a while. I think that that's important because you're getting out of your comfort zone. Excuse me, sorry. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're forced to go out into the quote unquote real world and go experience things, because Twitch should not be the only thing that you experience. No, there shouldn't be just one thing that you experience ever, no matter how good or bad it is.
True.
Yeah, and like even though cons probably aren't going to happen for a while, rest in peace, TwitchCon. Those were a kind of a weird mixture of like getting back out there, because you're with people who are really cool and people who you kind of like vibe with already, but in a physical space. And some of you probably get this too, where it's like, oh, it feels weird hanging around these people, but like I still fit in. Where do I? What does that mean for the greater context of things? Because granted, I love hanging out with people with cons, but sometimes it's kind of like it wasn't as seamless as used to be when I was hanging around people when I was in college and not on my PC for like ungodly amounts of time. So yeah. Also, if you don't use social skills, they disappear. Trust me.
Oh, for sure, dude. When I went upstate to take care of my dad for like 2 or 3 months, I streamed maybe 3 or 4 times total, and I never left the house because I was taking care of my dad. And I lost so much of my social skills, dude. So much confidence, so much just like extrovertness that I had worked so hard to like get in the first place, because I never really had it. And then when I came back, like it just felt like it was all gone. And like there was other things that caused me to like not feel happy necessarily, obviously. But yeah, they do disappear, and like that doesn't mean that you can't get them back, because I feel pretty fucking good right now. So you will get them back if you actually work towards it. And if you work towards just mental and physical health, it really just it makes everything so much easier, like confidence and being an extrovert and not feeling depressed. It's pretty great. Please try it. Go do something. So another topic that I have is Twitch trying to get that dono money. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there's something going on where Twitch is working on trying to get a piece of that direct dono.
Oh, yeah. So they're saying I'm assuming an in-system way to do it.
Yes, yeah, and I don't know too much about it. It's just something that I saw on Twitter once. I don't have an article. It's not something I wanted to like necessarily super focus on, because in my head that'll piss me off. But it is stupid, and it's just a way of me to try to tell you guys that you need to start doing other shit. Like it has to be more than just Twitch. It has to. You had to start making money somewhere else, or just doing other things that aren't necessarily just Twitch related. Go branch out, do things, make your fucking money.
Can I blow your brain real quick?
Yeah.
They already did that. They already cut into the direct donos really easily.
How?
Who here has gifted subs in the last 2 years?
Well, no, that's totally different though. I understand that, but at the same time, like,
that's a difference.
Donations.
Yeah,
they're getting into donations now. Like they're trying to make a built-in Twitch donation button. And like I understand the gifted subs is already like that's stealing money, or not stealing money, but that's money that you're paying towards the streamer that the streamer doesn't get all of. It's the same thing with bits. That's why how much does it cost to get bits?
I forgot bits were a thing. Oh shit.
For 1,000 bits, for 1,500 bits, it's $20.
Yeah.
So 25% cut. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know what it's going to be with the donations.
50-50.
Wait, what's 50-50?
The donations will be 50-50. Yes, it's called celebrations. What Twitch is bringing in. The way it will work is it will appear between your subscribe button and your follow button. It'll just say celebrations. What it will do is you'll be able to trigger certain events on screen. Kind of big sort of whatever firework things, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 split though. I mean, honestly, the real heinous thing about this is, it doesn't tell people that it's a 50-50 split, which, it's another thing, because I mean, I've had viewers not understand that Twitch subs are a 50-50 split. Do you know what I mean? Like bits themselves, you see it there, the person pays it at point, they pay the 25%. Do you know what I mean? When they buy the bits. So it's pretty obvious that it's there. Do you know what I mean? But the reality is that they're hoping to make money off people that don't know what's going on with it. You know, people that think it's a safer way of doing it for the streamer. You know, and don't understand the huge cut that's going to happen. And what I was going to say to Sadomi is the difference between gifted subs is that's someone wanting to share with the community. You know, that because the community gets the sub perks, they get the emotes, they get that kind of stuff. Donations, when people make donations, they're specifically trying to give straight to the streamer. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I definitely feel that gifted subs, whilst it's given to the streamer, there's a huge amount of, hey, let's share this love amongst everybody. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, honestly, I don't want to get into my rant because I had a rant lined up and I just don't want it to. I really don't.
There's so much negativity that can go behind this. You know what I mean?
But it comes in when where's the squad streams that we were promised for April? Where's all the other good things that we were promised this year? I tell
didn't have the funding to pay for it. Apparently,
I tell you where. I mean, they saved money on not having to put on Twitch cons, didn't they? I mean, like, would you call it? What was I going to say? What has become apparent is since a certain other competitor is no longer competing, we're not trying anymore. You know, we're not really trying to offer things that benefit anybody but Twitch themselves, and it's very annoying. And I'm going to stop now.
So, because I really want to dig on this with the sub gift part. So that's how you know whoever came up with sub gifting had a good plan of action to create that emotion, that feeling of like, hey, I'm giving to the community, while still incentivizing people to instead give subs that of donate. Because now you feel good giving Twitch 50% of the cut of what you will give as a donation instead. And Twitch doesn't lose anything from it. Instead, they've gained so much. Like, I think every streamer who streamed before before 2018 has noticed that every direct donation has gone down they're almost non-existent. For some people.
Yeah, they're like faded out now.
Yeah, it's just gifted subs now. Which, if you think about how much a direct dono of that would cost, let's say you direct dono, what is that? 10 subs, $50, and you donate $50. Depending on who your carrier is, Stream Element, Streamlabs, PayPal, yada yada, that's about what, $42?
Between 42 and 45, something like that. Yeah.
With gifted subs, that's 25.
Yeah.
Now over time, that adds up.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, it's all about how people perceive it. Because like I said, when I first looked at it, I was like, cool, give the subs. And then someone explained to me kind of, you know, how that cut into direct donos. I'm like, oh, so that's how Twitch swindled everybody.
I mean, I still like the 50-50 sub split. I can't really argue with that because it's been the same since the very beginning. It's never really changed. That and like you are gifting to the community, and it helps grow your community too if you can get the random, like the just, you know, whoever random people, you know, gift them subs or whatever. Like they'll see the notification. They might not have ever been in your channel before, and that gives them a chance to discover you, which I think is a really cool part. But yeah, like Dogg said, the direct donation thing, the cut 50% is ridiculous, dude. That is ridiculous. Like if that ever gets forced on a channel, I'm 100% like getting rid of my affiliateship. Like that's ridiculous.
The thing is as well, like I seen someone tweet about this. If they'd made it 10%, nobody bat an eyelid.
Not a single person.
Still make cash, and they'd still make cash. But it's just a whole like we want half.
Yeah, Twitch is Twitch is probably bleeding cash really bad.
But that still doesn't make it right to take 50% of the money that I'm literally making on my stream. Like if somebody donates to me, it's not because it's on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch and I'm using it as a platform and they're allowing me to be on the platform. I understand that. But 50% of a direct donation, that's ridiculous, dude. That's insanity. I just do more than just Twitch, please, everybody.
The good news about that too, though, you don't have to use it. You don't have to use
it. Exactly.
Like, I mean, that's fair.
But that's the thing. Yeah. What's really stopping? Like, they could literally force that on every channel if they wanted to. They would get huge backlash, but they easily could.
I mean, you don't have to. For instance, you don't. No one has to direct donate. Like if you don't put
True.
like a direct link to your Streamlabs or like Stream Elements, no one's gonna do it because they don't know like what to do. And if someone comes in and does it, you can either be like, oh, thank you. If you want to use the Stream Elements map, you get extra bonus doing that, or just be like, yeah, no, I don't really do that too much. So if you want to, you can do this one, or just be like, hey, I'd rather not do that. And honestly, like I said, you don't have to use it, and it's not going to directly impact you as a creator to ignore it / use it.
Right.
I doubt Twitch is going to be like, you need a quota, you need like this many celebrations to be able to stream at 1080p, which I think the community would hate that, but I think that would be kind of fair, a little bit.
Yeah, if you make enough money for the service.
But shouldn't that be based on subs? Shouldn't that be based on subs rather than sell? I mean, subs is the main is their own main way of supporting the streamer and supporting Twitch itself. You know, like so making it celebrations. That's crazy to me. That's way over the top. That's what we pay 50% of our subs for.
Right.
Yeah, that could be for what's it called, for subs too. Like, you can change it for sub celebration however Twitch wants to do it.
Right.
But there's a lot of streamers that bring in zero revenue who eat up a lot of bandwidth. Yeah. That's the first thing I always think about, because how many people do you see streaming at, we'll say, 720, 1080p? It takes a lot to run a stream by that. And how many of them bring in literally zero benefit to Twitch? They're just eating up server space.
Right.
And then how many like affiliate streamers are not getting their $100 payout like every 3 months?
Yeah, but at the same time, this is part of running a business that has such variances between the top and the bottom earners, because at the end of the day, what someone like Tim the Tapman brings in and his 50% pays for way more than what the bandwidth that he's using. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, that's the trade-off in the system like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's why people like Tim actually get to pay less than 50%, obviously, because I'm pretty sure he's not paying 50% each sub.
No, he's probably getting like
at
this point.
Yeah, exactly. So, but still, even with that, he's still put way more paying for himself and so many other channels bandwidth. Do you know what I mean? And servers.
Yeah.
So that's part of the trade-off. This is something that Twitch can't really complain about. They're the ones that made the affiliate system. They're the ones that started it, and they did it so that they could make money off smaller people. Now, that's the trade-off that they have there, is that some people are going to be affiliate and they're not going to pay for what do you call it? That's Twitch's own doing. If they start trying to recoup that now, it's unfair, because they've literally created the situation. Now they don't like it and they're going to pass it on to the rest. Yeah, to me, that would be crossing the line.
Yeah, but as a business though, you have to think for Twitch, they have to recoup that. They have to get that back at some point. You can't keep running something at a net loss. Like that is you can't.
Are they running at a net loss? I mean, look, the business, the reports don't show that they're running at losses in this regard. You know what I mean? And now obviously, this is 2020. It's a pandemic year. But Twitch will be taking a hit like every other company. This isn't, you know what I mean? This is part of the pandemic if they're taking a hit this year. But the previous years, we're showing big profits from Twitch. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, I don't know. Like, they can't micro talk about the finances when macro they're making profits. They can't micro talk about making losses on server space when you're making huge profits at net growth
across the board.
You know what I mean?
Now, do we know they're making profits, or are we just seeing growth on the platform? Because the problem with Twitch is the more the platform grows, the more it costs to run.
Absolutely, yes.
Which is it's almost exponential with the two, because every person that hey, cool, I see a stream, I want to stream. That's one person that'll eat up bandwidth, may or may not get the ecosystem, may or may not contribute financially to Twitch. Then streamers not running ads too. Streamers naturally not going to run ads. Like, no one's going to naturally run an ad because it's so bad for your channel, and for so little benefit. So Twitch can't really rely on ad revenue. That's why they're forcing people to run ads now.
Yeah,
everything they've done in the past year has been, holy crap, we need money. Something's not. We need more money. And not in the sense of okay, we need more money just so we can do more bigger projects. It's no, we need more money because Jesus, we need to eat and pay rent and pay these people, kind of things.
Don't sign huge contracts with streamers then.
Here's the thing about that too. I think that actually made it really worse, but they kind of had to.
Oh, at the time they
Because-
definitely had to.
Because if let's say Mixer takes, Ninja Shroud, Tim, DD at the time, all of that's Asmongold. Like that's a lot of sub revenue. Okay.
Mhm.
At what
Almost a
point is
Pokemon
it
too.
worth it to keep them and keep their potential sub revenue versus letting them go and losing that revenue too? That pretty much like, and there was no net gain for anybody except for the streamers. Because Mixer's Microsoft lost like all that cash. Twitch is now out money they didn't have to pay before. And now it's almost like people are expecting deals now because you have competing platforms, which at this point could be a battle of bankrolls in the next coming years, which everything kind of falls into. And if I'm not sure if people know, but Twitch is tiny. Twitch is small. Twitch is chicken fodder. Facebook's got more money. Microsoft got more money, even though they dipped out of the streaming game. Google, how many of you have Android phones? Exactly.
Very true.
So they're not winning the cash game, and they know that. So they're probably trying to recoup as much as they can so they can run a service on their terms and not have to really fight to survive and fight to pay their own bills and fight to be competitive.
Right. I think the idea of the sub count being the judge of your stream quality is a good idea, though. Like that's a direct thing. Like I like in my head that makes sense. If I make them enough money, then my stream will look good enough. Like that. There's nothing unfair about that at all. I don't think. But yeah, I think that's all we got time for today, chat. We're almost at the hour mark. Yeah, so thank you again, everybody, for all the questions. If you have anything for us, make sure to ask us on Twitter or you can DM us. With that being said, though, Sadomi, it was good having you on the show, man. For as long as you were here as a guest and as a co-host, appreciate you, man.
It was. It's been about. I think our first show was it January or was it December? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but we'll say a year.
Yeah,
it's been an academic year.
Hell yeah, that's very true. Yeah, man, it's been awesome, dude. It sucks for sure, but we're gonna miss you a lot, man.
Yeah, it's been fun, but life is, like I said, once you learn to grow, growing is hard. Sometimes you want to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes it's hard to move on, but when you move on, what's going down further, it will be better and greener, and honestly, even more awesome than you could have imagined. And the letting go phase can be hard. Like no one will say bad things about forward progress. Okay, life is a game of inches. Football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was Denzel Washington. I heard him say, "Be willing to take one step back to take 4 steps forward." That's what this seems like for sure. Like it does seem like a step back because you're stepping down, but like you're progressing other things that you've been doing, which is awesome. And yeah, Chad, if you guys need anything, social media manager, anything like that, make sure to go hit up Sadomi, see what he can do for you. Yeah, and then DoggGaming, thanks for being on the show. And next week, I'm just gonna say this right now. Next week, DoggGaming is gonna start co-hosting. So give it up for DoggGaming, everybody.
Woo!
I don't know how he's gonna replace Sadomi, but we'll see. But Chad, thank you again, everybody. We really appreciate you. Go hit up Sadomi. Where can they find you and your services at?
Right now, you can go to twitter.com/RobertClarkSMM. I'll post it in the chat here. I will have the website up at some point, probably after the holiday season, because it's crazy around this time. Your boy,
man. Good. That's awesome. That's very awesome. Hell yeah, dude. And then DoggGaming, thanks for being on the show, man. Can't wait to have you on as the co-host next week. Where can people find you, and what can they expect when they get there?
Well, I'm Dogg_gaming on Twitch and DoggGaming on just every other social media platform. And I'm a FPS variety streamer with a focus on having fun and having a safe space for mental health issues. So if you're having problems, you want to talk about something, there's always somewhere where you can come and have a safe space to talk about these things. And of course, next week I will be back on the show. Keeping up the fine tradition of bald, bearded, good-looking men. So...
Hell yeah, let's go.
Should be the bald good variety hour.
All right, and then I'm Velokk_TV. You can find me at Velokk_TV on everything. I focus on FPS games and then just trying to make people laugh and spread positivity because I guess I'm just trying to show people that even through shitty parts of your life, you can still try to find the happiness in it and stay positive. But yeah, Chad, thank you again for another great episode. We will see you next week, Monday, 11 a.m. EST. And for the last time from this person, but as always, Sadomi.
I'm not going to put on stream, but.
Hell yeah.
Love you guys.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
again, everybody. Have a good one.